Hello, my name is Matt Wester. This is a story about a European trip I took in the summer of 2011 for the Midwest Ambassadors of Music. The portion of the trip I'm going to talk about is my London trip. When we first left London Heathrow Airport, we were introduced by this sign, "Welcome to the City of London." This is where my European journey begins. As we left the airport on our bus, this is the first shot I took. Forgetting that this isn't the United States, I thought we were going to crash because we were driving on the left side of the road. But that's the way the British drive. Our first destination was one of many castles in London, Windsor Castle. It is one of Queen Elizabeth's castles. She visits there quite often, but wasn't in residence when we got there. The statue of Queen Victoria sits right outside of Windsor Castle, and she is one of many statues in London. She was the Queen for the most years for England and the Commonwealth. During our lunch break, a group of us had a picnic near the River Thames. It was a very peaceful river with many swans, and we all had the chance to feed some of them. To the left of the river from where we were, we noticed a huge tomb with the name Sir George Henry Long. According to our tour guide, he was a knight in the 1500s for the British Army. On our long London walk, we got to see St. Paul's Cathedral. It is one of many London cathedrals, but probably one of the more famous ones. There were also street performers putting on a show. It was very interesting, something I've never seen before. Also on our walk, we saw the famous red telephone booths. Our tour guide said that there are some booths today where you can actually call people, but the other ones are used for prostitution purposes. So I decided not to enter one. Probably one of the most famous clock towers in the world is Big Ben. But of course, Big Ben isn't the name of the clock, it's the name of the bell inside it. Around the clock are the British government buildings, which are called the British Parliament. You can't miss Buckingham Palace when you're in London. It's the primary residence of the Queen and the royal family. Since the flag was up on the palace, that means the Queen was in residence. There were also lots of tourists around the palace when we arrived there. One of the most recognizable bridges in London is the Tower Bridge. Many people mistake this bridge as the London Bridge, but it turns out that the London Bridge that comes falling down is just an ordinary bridge. And right under the Tower Bridge is the River Thames. This is one of two of my favorite highlights of the trip. Since this was the summer of 2011, the Olympics didn't start yet. This was the countdown clock they made for the event, 426 days and counting. This is the other highlight of mine. I was also in London before the final chapter of the Harry Potter series came out. If I stayed in London for another 2 weeks, I could have been there at the London premiere, but I was lucky enough to see this poster. Of course, you can't leave London without seeing the Queen of England. Unfortunately, I never physically saw her. This is just a postcard photo of her. You wouldn't believe how many people I fooled thinking I was right in front of her. If you were wondering who were the we I was referring to, well, this is it. This was all the people in my bus, the red bus. I met a lot of new people on this trip that I can now call my friends. Even though we were in London for 2 weeks, it seemed like we all knew each other for years. I want to thank you for watching my London story. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. I got to meet some awesome people and see some historic sites. If I ever get the chance to go back to Europe again, I would go in a heartbeat. Thanks again for watching.